The top U.S. general has warned that a military solution to North Korea's missile threat would be, quote, horrific. Chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff General Joseph Dunford also told reporters on Thursday that allowing Pyongyang the capability to launch a nuclear attack on the U.S. would be unimaginable. Dunford is currently in China, where he met with Chinese President Xi Jinping, holding a brief but in-depth talks on regional security issues. The general also made a rare visit to the China-North Korea border, where he agreed to bolster military cooperation between Washington and Beijing.
Satellite images of the Korean Peninsula show a startling contrast between the North and South. While South Korea is alive with light, North Korea is shrouded in darkness. Just as stark is the contrast in human freedom. South Koreans live in a free and prosperous society. Just across the border, 24 million North Koreans suffer tyranny and deprivation under brutal rule. Torture and political prison camps are routinely used to keep the population in line. An unprecedented United Nations report has classified the human rights abuses in North Korea as crimes against humanity and called on the world to act. We must continue to do more to improve the human condition in North Korea, especially those of us blessed to live in free societies.
I'd like to start by acknowledging the incident in Barcelona, which has the hallmarks, it appears, of yet another terrorist attack. We offer our condolences to the loss of life and the injuries that have occurred to so many innocent people yet again. We will continue to monitor the situation. We stand ready to assist law enforcement, national security authorities in Spain. Our consulates in Barcelona and our entire Mission Spain team are currently assisting Americans in Spain who are affected by these events. We ask U.S. citizens in the area to let your loved ones know you are safe. Terrorists around the world should know the United States and our allies are resolved to find you and bring you to justice. Secretary Mattis and I are grateful for the opportunity today to host Foreign Minister Kono and Defense Minister Onodera today. The bonds of America and Japan have forged over previous decades will continue to endure. Today's honest and productive discussions reaffirmed our mutual commitment to confronting threats to regional peace and security. And as you might imagine, we spent a fair amount of time discussing North Korea. North Korea's recent intercontinental ballistic missile and other missile launches are unacceptable provocations, and they must stop immediately. We agreed to bolster our alliance capabilities to deter and respond to North Korea's unacceptable behavior and other challenges to regional security. In cooperation with other nations, we will continue to employ diplomatic and economic pressure to convince North Korea to end its illegal nuclear and ballistic missile program. I think as was clear by all peace-seeking nations and the unanimous UN Security Council resolution that was adopted, as well as very strong statements being made by the ASEAN nations and others throughout the world, we all seek the complete, verifiable, and irreversible denuclearization of North Korea. We again call upon all nations to fully enforce the UN Security Council resolution imposing additional sanctions on the regime in North Korea. We will remain vigilant against the North Korean threats through our military preparedness. United States will honor our treaty agreements with Japan without reservation, whether in times of peace or in the face of conflict. We will also cooperate to advance trilateral and multilateral security and defense cooperation with other partners in the region, notably the Republic of Korea, Australia, India, and other Southeast Asian countries. We also will explore new and expanded activities in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, training and exercises, research and development, capacity building, and joint or shared use of facilities. Our conversation stressed the critical role that U.S. extended deterrence plays in ensuring the security of Japan as well as the peace and stability of the Asia-Pacific region.
As demonstrated by the UN Security Council resolution and by the ASEAN communique, the international community also recognizes North Korea as a threat to Asia and to the world. Japan and the Republic of Korea are on the front line against the North Korean threat. We in the United States recognize any confrontation with North Korea would pose an immediate danger to our allies and their populations. Today's meeting is a reminder that each nation gains security in concert with other nations. The international community is speaking with one voice. North Korea must stop its dangerous actions as we work to maintain security and denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. In light of the serious situation we face, we are accelerating implementation of the 2015 guidelines for the U.S.-Japan defense cooperation and continuing to realign U.S. forces in Japan and Guam. Our militaries are also cooperating in new ways, and you've heard several of them mentioned here already. This includes our emerging cooperation in such areas as space and counterspace, cyberspace, as well as ballistic missile defense and maritime security. Together, we will deter and, if necessary, defeat any threat. Any initiation of hostilities will be met with an effective and overwhelming response. Our two nations will demonstrate the strength of our alliance by continuing those bilateral activities and by enhancing cooperation with the Republic of Korea. We call on North Korea to choose a better path than one of provocation and threats. Such a path is not in its own best interest, nor in the best interest of any other nation. Thank you. Minister Onodera.